Welcome to Where There's a Will.
There's a play.
I'm Ian, your Make Complexity casual gamer.
I'm Stacey. I'm your non-gamer gamer.
And today we're here with another initial impressions, this time of Wanderlust, Discover the World, brought to us by Pektis Studios, designed by Julian Asley, plays 1 to 5 players in 40 to 100 minutes. I did back this one on Kickstarter, and we are just finally getting this to the table. It was delivered last year, though. So let's get to the theme. I'm just going to read from the front of the rulebook, as I usually do. Did someone say travel? Take part in a worldwide race and become the fastest Globetrotter among fierce competitors. Will you be the first to finish the race objectives? You need to plan your journey, acquire transport tickets, and form strategies to be the first to travel to the available destinations and achieve the race objectives. Collecting souvenirs, taking pictures, and sending postcards back home. Make new friends through your encounters and spread your travels across the globe. So I don't know about you, but I think the theme in this one shines. You are doing all these things. It says you are traveling, you're collecting souvenirs, sending postcards, getting pictures, having encounters. You're traveling all over the world. So I think the theme of this one comes through greatly in this game.
I absolutely agree. When you see the board, you'll see how the theme is set up. From the cities to the ports to the airports to
Wonders
the
or the natural
wonders
wonders or
where
whatever
you
they're
take your
called.
pictures. They're all put on there so that they're easily identifiable with how it is. So this is spot on. I
Yeah.
really enjoy the theme of this, and I do like travel games.
We like to travel, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of places we want to go. I mean, we wore our Atlanta and London, New York stuff because those are cities you will see that are on here that we've been to. So we're like, hey, let's wear some stuff where we've been.
Yes, we're nerds.
And the capital of where we live in Colorado, Denver, is on here as well. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the theme of this one, the travel theme and the race theme of it,
Mm-hmm.
not just the travel theme, the race theme and trying to get to places quicker than other people. It just shines through on this one. So I love the theme in this one. I think this one is a great theme, and it really does come through really
Mm-hmm.
well in this game.
I agree.
All right, taking a look at components. There are quite a few components to this.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple different decks of cards. So you have this deck, which is your encounters cards. You have this deck. I guess I'll show them over here. Well, you have this deck, which is your destination cards. You have some ticket cards, which are your travel tickets, which is how you travel. We'll show the other sides of these in a little bit.
These are your transportations.
The cards are all really good quality. Here are your race objectives. Then you have your personal goal and your no, I don't remember what
Your
it was called.
secret goal.
It's your personal goal and
Personal
your secret mission. So your personal goal and secret missions. Then we have some really nice components. So each player will get a meeple. You get a little backpack to keep track of your score, and then you get these 3 wooden flags that we will show you what those are used for later on your objective. So each person gets those in one of 5 different colors. You have your passport boards, which each person gets a passport board, and they're two-sided for the family-friendly or the not or the regular mode. The regular mode. So there's a couple different ones. So and it tells you what's on there. I do like this, and we'll kind of show this when we show the artwork and stuff a little bit more. It does tell you all your possible actions. Then you have these destination markers, nice thick wood markers that you place on the places where you have your destinations. And then you have your different things. You have your cameras, which is fading out kind of weirdly. You have your postcards, which nice, nice cardboard. This is not a deluxe version. I don't know if there was a deluxe version with wooden pieces, but these are good thickness cardboard. You have your rule book. You have a very large player aid that has what you player abilities, secret missions, objective cards, encounter cards, and all that stuff all mean. And I think that is all. Oh, and then you have the board, which we'll show you in just a minute. So, yeah, we'll show you the board when we go down to the table. But yeah, so there is the components of the game. Really good quality. The cards are good quality. The
Mm-hmm.
ticket cards were a little stiff but I think they will loosen up a little bit. Artwork.
I like the artwork in this.
What do you want to start with here?
Let's start with the destination cards.
Destination
How about
cards.
those? Because those ones are my favorite. The destination cards, each one, so each location on the board has a destination um, on the cards, and each destination card is themed really well to that location. So whatever location you're visiting or where the card is going to be placed tells a little bit about that place. It shows you what that location looks like at a certain time of year. So I really enjoyed the artwork on this. I think it is
They're gorgeous.
not whimsical,
They're
but
absolutely gorgeous.
they're very very accurate. Whoever did this,
I'm gonna destroy this name, but it is Zhu Kui. I don't know. Xuecui.
did the artwork.
Absolutely
Yeah,
gorgeous artwork.
They did a lot of research on these locations to be able to draw them so dynamically. So
I love the
enjoy
style.
that.
Oh, this one's got the Northern Lights on it. Oh, it's gonna blend out. Here, wait, I'll show you here because this one, Anchorage, Alaska, has the Northern Lights on it, but it's gonna bleed out on the green
Which
screen.
we're supposed to be getting this week.
Yeah, this
sometime.
weekend. Well, by the time this goes up, Sunday night, Monday night. This is going up on Monday. So here's a couple more. But just the style
Really
of artwork
pretty.
on this is absolutely stunning. This is, games that have locations in them typically have some just amazing artwork, and this is no different.
Right. And then you have the
Encounter cards.
Encounter cards. The thing I like about the encounter cards is it involves everyone. It's got different male, female, different
races, different
nationalities.
nationalities.
It's got people in wheelchairs. It's got a little bit of everything in there. So it includes everybody.
Yep.
It's not just, because somebody from, let's say, Asia drew it, they're all going to be
right.
One style of person or anything like that.
It's very representative
Yes.
of the world because you're traveling around the world in the game, and so you're going to run into people.
I like his rubber ducky shirt. That's
awesome. So you're traveling around the world. You have different people, so it's very representative of people you will meet around the world if you were traveling. The rest of the artwork. Oh, the tickets, the transportation tickets. Oh, this one's going to bleed out. So you have trains, and these ones are green, so I'll just show that there. But then you have airplanes, and you have a wild one, which represents anything. You have ships on the water. You have cars on the roads. Each one, I like how each one of these has a different background too. Let's see. What am I missing here? Oh, the charter flight, which is purple. And
I think that's it.
Is that all of them?
I think so.
Did I get all of them?
I think you got
Yep, I got all of them.
Yeah.
I think I got all of them. Okay. So those are
represented well.
Yeah, put those over there.
Yeah. I'm getting the hiccups, so pardon me.
The backs of the cards are really nice. So here's the backs of the encounter cards again. I love that. I love that artwork. I love
that he's got a paper map still.
Yes, exactly. The back of the destination card, just simple. The Earth with a destination spot on it. The back of the race objective cards. Obviously, that's green right there because it is bleeding out. And then the back of your secret mission and personal goal cards. So there's one, there's the other. And even on the meeples, tokens. The tokens are all different. Oh, I wish I had all 6 of them out, but there's 2 of them.
They represent the person that's on your board.
I forgot about the boards.
Yeah.
So the artwork on the boards. So here are the personal boards. So here's Jackie, the pilot. Laura, the collector. All different ages. Captain Scott. Cindy, the planner. Kyle, the surfer. And Sam, the backpacker. Okay, so each one of those is a different thing.
And have a different power as well.
And then, I mean, just the artwork on here even. And let me get the, well, you can kind of see the game box, but let me get the game box because I love this. I love this cover. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Those two backpackers just looking off into all these different things. I like the font on it too. And the color of the font they chose, I really like. I think that is all of the artwork.
I think so.
Okay. All right, moving on.
Setup.
To set up. All right, to set up the game. So first of all, here is the game board. Little bit of artwork on the game board as well for some different locations, airports, harbors, cities, and I think they're called. What are they called? I can't remember
Not
if
parks, but they're like
no. What are they called? They are natural wonders.
Yes.
So natural wonders. Okay. And then each region is a different color, which comes into play later. So to set up the game, you place your board in the middle, and you deal out 3 of the route or of the objective cards, basically your race objectives. So you have to get these 3 race objectives. Each one is different. You place your encounter cards over here. Each player gets a player board. Okay.
I'll be Cindy again.
Well, you might as well give me my blue one then. Captain
Jack or whatever his name is. Captain Scott.
Captain Scott. Because I have the blue pieces over here.
Okay.
Okay. So each player gets a player board. They get a little backpack, which helps keep your track of your in-game scoring. You get your 3 flags, which will be used if you get one of the goal cards. You put them on there. You put the each person gets randomly dealt a personal goal and a secret mission card. So these just tell you some things that you need to do during the game. Then each person gets a, how many was it? 3. Let's see. So we draw 3 destinations. So 3 destinations are drawn. We have Anchorage, we have Ottawa, and we have New York. All 3 in the U.S. or in the North America. And you place these things in each one of those cities. And then those are destinations. Oh, that's right. Each person was actually supposed to get a home. So that should have went to you.
Anchorage.
So you should have went to Anchorage. I should have went to Ottawa. Then we have New York, Hong Kong, and New Delhi. So each person then places their meeple where their home location is. So I'm in Ottawa.
I'm in
way up there. So now we have New York in the orange section. We have Hong Kong over in the red section, and we have New Delhi in the blue section. So those are the locations we are trying to get to. Then we each get 3 transport tickets to start the game.
And then here.
So we get 3 transport tickets to start the game, and then those are all filled in. Don't we get that spot too?
I can't reach. His board is big.
Well, we just have it way up on the table, I think. It's a little bit high up on the...
Oops.
And then the... Just open.
Oh.
Okay. So, there is the setup of the game. Take your 3 things back.
Oh, boy, but I finished them.
So, each player has a special ability. My special ability is that for every water transportation I use, I can actually travel along 2 of these. And Stacey's is when she takes a face down ticket, she can take 2 and choose one. But there is the setup. So, and then you place your souvenirs, your postcards, and your cameras over to the side. And there's the setup for the game. And I'm going to move these out of the way.
Okay.
When you're playing Wanderlust, you are going to be playing your transportation cards in order to move along. Will you take that?
Yeah, I sure will.
In order to move to destinations. Now, like we said, you are trying to get to the 3 destinations that are there. When you do this, you need to travel the entire distance in order to do that. So on your turn, you get 2 action points. You can take 1 action to take a new travel ticket from either the face down or the face up. You can take 1 action and discard a ticket to visit a location. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Or you can, or when you're in a location, you can take an action to take a souvenir if it is a city. You can take an action and discard a card to send a postcard, a maximum of 1. With the souvenirs, you get a maximum of 3 per city. And you can take 2 actions to take a picture in a natural thing. And I think I just realized we played wrong in our first game because we did not discard a. Oh wait, never mind. So you take, never mind. My brain just went blank. So you take an action and you use cards.
Yep.
I thought you had to discard one, like it says over here.
And all of your actions are listed here on the board so that you don't forget. So here's the different actions that you can take. That comes in very handy while you're playing the game.
So right here on this side of the board, it does have all of the actions on there. All right. Sorry, my mind just kind of went blank for a second there.
It's late at night.
It's been a long couple of weeks for us. So on your turn, you're going to take you're going to do 2 action points. And when you do that, if you are going to travel to one of the available destinations, you have to go all the way to that destination. You can't go part way. So in order for me to go to New York, I need to go by road, I need to go by charter plane, and then these white lines are anything. You can use anything for those. For every card you use to travel, you get 1 point during the game.
Except for the wilds.
Except for the wilds. The wilds do not give you points. So I'm looking at this. I don't really have what I need. So I'm going to take 2, and the cards up here are not very good. I'm going to take 1 face down for an action. Oh boy, that didn't help. And another face. So there are my 2 actions.
Oh, my turn. Okay, so I'm trying to get to
New York or one of those.
Yeah, so I don't have any water, so
there is no water up there. There's a wild up there.
We should have stacked.
We should have. We didn't not think about it.
We never think about that. We're just too. Oh, there's
there you go. There's a water. Okay.
I'm gonna take a water.
Okay, so I still need a car.
Should we move that down a little bit so they can see the top? Just a hair.
I don't think they need
Goshen. There we go.
Okay. And you always replace this immediately. Oh, and there's a charter flight. Okay. So we can get some stuff going now. Okay. So you, I think, can get over there to Hong Kong because you have a. Oh wait, no, you don't. Nope.
But is what I can do. No, I can't even do that. So I'm gonna use my special power. I can get 2 blinds.
And choose one.
While
she's doing that, the airports, there's 1 airport in each section. So if you have an airport card, an airplane card, you can use that as part of your thing to travel to that section.
All right, I just did my cards. Okay. So now I should be able to move somewhere.
Okay. I am going to move by car to... Oh, wait. Yes, by car to Winnipeg. I'm going to use this wild to go by car to Denver. Charter plane to Atlanta. And then, so this white one can use anything. But if I were to use a plane card, and an airplane card, I would not get points. So I'm going to use the train here to get over to New York. Now, that is my first action. So I use action in that. So I get 4 points for doing that. Those get discarded when you visit a location. I get New York. And then a new card comes up. So that was my first action. And then this is now going to go to Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia, which is in the red section. Mongolia is up here. Okay. And then we are trying to do these things. So this is first to the finish. So in a 2-player game, if you get 26 points on the backpack down here, you get to put your thing up here.
Your flag.
Your flag. If I have 3 locations in the purple, 3 in the red, and 3 in the yellow, I can put my flag here. And this one, if you've used 5 of your encounters. So when you get the encounter, you have them. Once you use them, you place them underneath the bottom of your board, your personal board. So if you've used 5 encounters, you would get that one. The end game triggers when someone has fulfilled 2 of the race objectives. Then everybody gets one more turn, including the person who did fulfill it. So you could possibly get all 3 if you get one on your next turn. So that is the basic play of the game. You play until someone gets 2 of the race objectives, and then like I said, that triggers the end game. Then everybody else gets another turn, including you. Now, if you were to travel and you were to go by airport someplace, so let's say I were, let's see if there's something close. Here, let's say on my next turn, I were to use this train to go to here, and then I were to use an airport to go from Atlanta to Beijing, and I were to use a train then to go up here to Ulaanbaatar. What I do get is then I get one of these encounters. So when you use the plane, you get an encounter. So this encounter tells me when I use a train card, I believe that means it is a wild. So I can use a train card as a wild. But because it's a train card, I believe I still get the point because it is a train card, not a wild card. So that is where the encounters come play. You have to play this at the beginning of your turn. So you use it at the beginning of your turn, and then you place it underneath your player board to show that you have used it. So right here on the player board, you can see it has the little backpack symbol. So you place them down there. So there is how the game is played.
And different encounters have different powers that you can use. There are some encounters that allow you to go directly to a location that can be used at any time during the game. And there's some that you can use as wilds.
There's a lot of different encounters.
Yeah,
we barely broke through them. There's some that allow you to go to a individual city. There's some that allow you to go to a port that you've already visited or a city you've already visited. So at the end of the game,
you talk about going to the ports and taking pictures.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's
so
okay.
one of your other, so we did talk about the actions. So the actions when you are in a city, before you leave it, you can use one of your action points to take a souvenir. So like when I was back here in New York, that is a port. When I'm in a port, I can use an action, and I can also discard a travel ticket, and I get to send a postcard somewhere. And if you're in a natural wonder, like here or the Blue Lagoon up here in Iceland, you can use 2 action points to take a picture of that natural wonder. And that leads us to the scoring and why you would do those. So at the end of the game, you score 1 point for every natural or every souvenir, 2 points for every postcard, 3 points for every picture. That is the first part of the scoring. And then for every set you have, you get 3 bonus points. The second part of the scoring is your no, it's the backpack. What was the second part of the scoring?
Let's look, shall we? There you go.
The second part of the scoring. I can't remember what this was. Oh, travel experience. Oh, the backpack. The backpack. So however many points you get down here on the travel experience line. It's a backpack symbol. Okay, the third one is your flag. So it's your race objectives. So whatever points you got for race objectives. So this one was 3, 4, and 3. So whichever ones you get points for those. The fourth one is the number of locations of the same type you get to. So for if you get to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 cities, ports, or natural wonders, you get a progressive amount of points. So for the cities, for 2 of those you get 1 point, 3 of them you get 3, 4 of them you get 5, 5 of them you get 9, 6 of them you get 11, 7 of them you get 13. For the ports, it starts at 2 points. For the natural wonders, it starts at 4 points. You have to visit at least 2 of them to get those points. Then the final thing, or the next thing is, why can't I? Oh, the number of different locations. The number of different locations, right? Zone points. So the zone points, so very similar. How many different zones you visited, you get points for. Once again, if you visit 2 different zones in your visited locations, you get 2 points. 3 zones is 4. Then 6, 8, 12, 18 points if you visit all 7 different locations. And then your secret mission and personal objective cards score points. Whoever has the most points wins. And what are the tiebreakers? I know there's some tiebreakers.
The tiebreaker was who traveled. No, that's to start the game. Is who traveled last.
In the tie, the player with the most destination cards wins the game. And in the case of a further tie, the player with the most collectibles wins. And if still tied, both players share the victory.
We don't share victory.
So if you want to come up with something else, come up with something else.
Probably the oldest player would probably win.
Or the one who's been to the most continents.
How many continents you been to? Oh, you've been to Australia.
I've been to, yeah.
Dang it. Okay.
I mean, it's a travel game, so what you should have to do is travel, right?
Okay.
No, that wouldn't have to do with the game. Anyway, so that is the basic gameplay as well as the scoring of this. Replayability.
I think replayability on this can go. I mean, of course you're doing the same thing over and over, but how you travel and how you get there and how you draw the cards, the locations, how many airports you visit to get your little people that you meet along the way, meet new friends. You can go on and on. There's so many destination cards. I can't remember how many destination cards there are. There's like 120 or something.
80 to 100.
Was there? I don't know.
There's a lot.
There's quite a few. And there's a bunch of different people that you can meet. So here's all of the different... Oh, which way are we going here? Here's all of the different people that you can meet.
You got lots of different objectives that you're going for.
Different cards that you can collect along, or your secret mission and your
personal goals.
Personal goal that you can go to. And whether or not you play which side of the board. If you want to just have an easy game of it and not have any special powers, that may play a little bit quicker.
And it scores a little bit. So the family friendly looks like it scores a little bit differently. So maybe it's late and you want something that's got a little meat on the bones, but you don't want the scoring. Maybe you just gotta play for fun one time.
Yeah, play the family version. But if you want the special skills for each person, that's an option as well. So I think that there's a ton of replayability in this game. This may be one of those games that you just put on the table and leave it to play it a couple times, because I don't like games that have I almost said a bad word. They have a crap ton of setup, and to me, this is a crap ton of setup. This is much bigger than what I would, just put out and just take down for a one-time play.
Yeah. Oh, no, this definitely would not be a one-time play.
Yeah, but that's just my personal preference, of course, as a non-gamer gamer. But other than that, I really, really think that you can just sit down and just play this. Now, for me, an hour-long game, that wears out my head. That's about all I can do. It took us about an hour.
Hour and 15 minutes, but we were doing a lot of clarification things.
We had to, look at the rule book, figure out
check
what
objective cards.
To do.
I think the iconography, hey, I said it correctly the first time. Once you play it, I think it's very intuitive. We were trying to figure out a few things, and we were trying to what does this mean? But I think once you play it, that means that. It's going to be pretty quickly.
We were having an issue figuring out what these little mountains on here.
So
I don't know if that's not a very good view.
Here. So on here for the 2, 3, and 4, we're like 2 mountain. Wait, what? We were trying, and then we realized it was 2, 3, and we just missed something at the beginning of the rulebook. It does say based on 2, 3, and 4. We just didn't read the part that explained what the cards meant, because the rest of them felt very simple.
Yeah. But anyway, I think you can just bring it out, play it for an hour-long game, leave it for a game or two, and have a completely different game the next session.
I think the replayability in this one is going to come in how much you like route movement games, and if you think those are replayability, we both believe I believe this is replayable as well because of you're going to be doing different objectives. So
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be doing different things. There are 8 objectives, race objectives. So depending on what objectives come out, I mean, this one is looking for used encounters, total points here, and visiting a certain number of spots in 3 different zones. This one is going to a certain number of cities. This one is locations. This one is having a certain number of souvenirs, postcards, and pictures. This one is visiting a certain number of cities,
Ports.
ports, and natural wonders. This one is different locations in different places. So just that right there, being able to just this and what you're trying to do, because depending on what comes up, you may be like, well, I don't need another port. There's 2 ports in a city. I need to go get a city card because that's what I need for the race
Mm-hmm.
objectives. Then you have your personal objectives and goals. And so the one of these is end game scoring, and the one of them is if you do it during the game, you get to score those points. So I had one where I had to use all 5 travel types on one trip. I never did, and if you did that, then you would get the points right away.
I think that should have been a higher amount of points though, instead of
I
just
think
the
they're
two.
all 2. I think they're all 2.
Really?
I
I
think they're
think that
all.
should
I
have
think
been. That's
yeah.
harder to do. That should have been more points. But
But
anyway,
we did have some where it was where we did move like 5 or 6.
yeah.
It's just getting in a specific spot. Also, the way the card, like I said, the way the cards come out, the way you're doing the different tickets up there, the different travelers you get. I think this is going to be very, very replayable. The other thing that's going to make it replayable, which is going to be hard for us to do because I like playing blue and Stacey
Oh,
likes
I'll
using
play with
orange,
Cindy.
is the different travelers, because the different travelers have different abilities.
Yep.
So you're gonna probably want to try some different abilities. I know she always plays orange, and orange is not available in a lot of games. So Pektis Studios and Julian, thank you for putting orange in because Stacey loves orange, and orange is not in a lot of our games. But it will be like playing, if you don't mind that, I will probably play some different ones because the different abilities will make you
Mm-hmm.
play differently as well.
I
So,
might play someone
so I
different.
think this one has a lot of replayability. It's just for all those different reasons. The different objectives are going to make you play each game differently because you're going for
Mm-hmm.
different things. The different abilities on the different players are going to make you play differently because you have some different abilities. So you might do some things a little bit differently. Where you're going and everything. Yeah. So I think this game for us personally, but I said it's going to be a personal preference. If you like this sort of route movement game, is going to be replayability. For us, this game's going to have a lot of replayability,
Mm-hmm.
and we just like games where you're kind of traveling around the world. So I think this one's going to have a lot of replayability, personally. All right, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I like this game.
I love this game. This game is really good.
The only
I
thing
enjoy
I
this.
don't like about it is that it takes forever to. And forever, I mean over an hour, probably. I
I
think for 2 players, we could probably, once we get everything.
I think 40
I mean,
minutes
it's
is, I
making
think
my
50
head
minutes. I think
hurt.
40. I think less. We will get it in under 60.
Yeah.
Now that we've played it once, I think it's going to be an hour at max because of the iconography. We now know what things mean. The first time you're going to try and clarify things because there is quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um,
But
but
other than that, I really enjoyed the game. I like the artwork. I like the replayability. I like how the mystery of what cards are coming up next and where you need to move to.
we ended up several times where we had like 3 over here or 3 over
Mm-hmm.
here. It's like, okay, I'm nowhere near there, so now I need to figure out how to get there.
We'll shuffle better next time.
Well, but it was during the game. Like no one had taken one and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, yeah, I really enjoy this game. It's different. It really is different. Like we have games where we travel on different things. But the fact that you have to have your entire
Mm-hmm.
route, like if you're going from here and I got to go, I need to have the entire route planned. I can't go. Oh, I'm going to go to Oslo. Then I'm going to go to Moscow. No,
Yeah.
if I want to get here, I need to figure out what I need to get all the way over there, and you
Yeah.
have to have all those cards in your hand. So I really like that. We don't have
Yeah.
anything like
No,
this.
it would be like if you were playing Ticket to Ride and you had the route of, let's say, Los Angeles to Toronto. You would
and you had
have
to
to
have
do that
the entire
whole
thing
route.
all
All
at
you'd have to have
once.
all your cards for that route all at once, which you'd be
Yeah,
anyway.
that'd be a lot. That'd be a
So
little bit harder because each route is multiple
yeah,
cards.
but
This is
these
one card, but yeah.
yeah, these routes are kind of similar, but you need the different route cards, just like you need the different train cards,
Mm-hmm.
to get where you need to go. But most of them, I think the most that it took us was like maybe 6 cards to get somewhere.
Yeah,
Um, and then for each card, like you get your
you
point,
get your
except for
points.
if it's um,
Wild.
a wild card.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah, I like this
I love
game.
this game. This game, um, like if we had to like just if we were forced to say, okay, you can only keep a certain number of games and whatever it is, because this one plays differently than anything else we have, I think this would definitely be a keeper. Plus, it's travel, and we like travel
Mm-hmm.
because it would allow us to do something different. Now, there's a solo mode for this, which I'm on summer break now. I was done last week with school. I will bust out a solo game of this week. Um, to see how the solo plays. I'm very excited to try this solo because I'm very interested in seeing how the solo plays in this as well. And I might do a just a quick review of the solo um, as well.
And looking at some of the travel pictures, I've added some stuff to my bucket list,
Yeah, yeah.
which
I
is
will.
always a bonus.
So there are a couple things
Uh oh.
that I do wish. I wish there was a player aid card
Oh,
that was
it'd be a big player aid card though.
well, yeah. I
There's
don't know
got to be a
what I
way to
don't
do
like.
it.
I wish there was some sort of player. I do like the player aid on the board
Mm-hmm.
for your turn actions. Um, Even if there was just an aid that showed what the iconography was,
Mm-hmm.
like what does each symbol mean, just so you remember it. Once you play it a few times, you will remember that.
Yeah, because the suitcase and the backpack kind of always confused me.
Right. One thing, and this is just a personal preference. One thing I like in a lot of games where you're traveling places is just a little something about the city. And
Mm-hmm.
this one just has the city and the country it's in. So just, it would have been nice to have just a little something on
We
the
like
bottom.
to learn.
We
We
like to
like,
learn things. We
yeah.
like to read about them. So just a little something on the bottom here. Um, it doesn't have to be much. Just a little sentence. Just a little small little sentence. Since it is a travel game, it would have been nice just to learn something about each, especially since a lot of these places are not in other games.
No.
So I do like that. But overall, we really enjoy this game. I really like this game. I'm excited to play the solo mode and check that out. Um, it's got a lot of stuff that you got to think about what you're going to do. I like the whole route. I love the route part of it. I told Stacey it reminded me slightly of Valley by KTBG, with just you need certain, you can only travel on certain ways when with a certain card. So I like that, but I like the fact that in order that you have to kind of plan out and you have to go, okay, I'm going all the way over here because sometimes you're planning something out and the person takes the one you're planning to because you
Mm-hmm.
couldn't get the cards in time. So then you got to go, okay, well, what do I have? Can I get something else? So yeah, this one is definitely a keeper. I really enjoy everything about this one: the gameplay, the artwork. Um,
And you
yeah,
can plan it accordingly. You can get to 2 different cities if they're close enough.
yeah, we did
Um,
that a couple
which
times
we did.
where we had um, the first action we got to one city, and then the second action was like one or two routes
Mm-hmm.
away, and we had the cards, and we were able to get two cities on one turn, which really helps you out. Now, I don't know if I think I mentioned you can only collect like the souvenirs and the postcards and the pictures when you are in
Mm-hmm.
that city. Once you leave that city, you cannot go back to it and do that stuff. Um, there was one other thing I wanted to mention that I think I forgot, and now I don't remember what it
Oh,
was.
shoot. Don't get hung up by the octopus?
Oh yeah, or the whale,
Yeah.
or yeah.
Maybe that's what it
Um,
was.
but yeah, so all in all, this is a really fun game. We really enjoy it. Yeah, um, yeah. This one's a keeper for us. This one will probably stay on the table this week. We will be live streaming this on Wednesday this week.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably play it again
By the
before
time
then.
this goes up, though, won't we have already?
No, this is going up Monday.
Oh,
So
never
we will
mind.
be live streaming this in 2 days. So if you want to see a full playthrough of it, join us on Wednesday night on the channel. This is the beginning of June 2025. If you're watching this in the future, there will be a video of this live streamed as well. But yeah, any last thoughts before
Um,
we sign off?
nah, I Oh, did you show the pad where you keep your
Oh,
score?
and then there's a nice little score pad. So we do have a nice little score pad. It has all the scoring stuff along the side, and then yeah, so there's a score pad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
All
I
right.
enjoy the game. I like the artwork. I like moving and traveling and getting to places that I'll probably never ever get to in my lifetime.
Once you learn the iconography, it is gonna go really quick.
Even for a non-gamer gamer.
Yeah.
I think at first I was really intimidated by everything that's included because for me this is a lot of stuff. But once I got playing, I was able to catch on, and it's relatively easy once you figure everything out.
All right, there we go. Once again, this has been Where There's Wheels.
There's a play.
I'm Ian.
I'm Stacey.
And we'll see you next time
at the table.